Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Kevin Hawthorne? What's up, Kevin Hawthorne out there in Lakeland, Florida? We got a real good one today. Real good one today. I had a super great day on Spark People. 4 hours, $140.40. 4 hours of Spark, five orders. I have four shopping pays, one regular pickup, actually two regular pickups, and then four shopping pays. So I made $140 on 4 hours there this morning. That was great. This evening, I will be hitting up the Uber Eats. It's Friday, dinner time. That is how I go ahead and I do my thing and I do my multi-apping. But we're going to get first off, we're going to start off with this news. Now, this is ridiculous. This 10-year-old girl, people, 10 years old, had to travel across state lines to go ahead and get a procedure taken care of because it was done by way of force, okay, by way of force, rape, any of that stuff that goes under there. So we're gonna get right. We're gonna get right. We're gonna get right into this now. Now I'm gonna get in on the fella. We're gonna hear about the gentleman first. Then we're gonna talk about this mom too. Check this out.
Columbus police have arrested a 27-year-old man accused of raping and impregnating a 10-year-old girl. That girl's story has made it internationally. The headlines in the wake of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade have been out there, allowing Ohio's heartbeat bill to go into effect. And we thank you for joining us. First at 4, I'm Brad Johansson.
I'm Jennifer Bullock. That 10-year-old traveled to Indiana to terminate her pregnancy. NBC4's Alan Henry has been digging into this case. And Alan, what do we know about it so far?
Well, Jim, Brad, because this case involves a child victim, a lot of the details have been under wraps or are still unknown to protect the identity, privacy, and safety of that child. Here's what we do know. 27-year-old Gershon Fuentes appeared in court this morning facing a charge of rape, a first-degree felony. Columbus Police Detective Jeffrey Hoon testified, saying the case was referred to him by Franklin County Children's Services. The investigation started on June 22nd, with detectives meeting with the pregnant child and her mother. 2 days later, on the 24th, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Detective Hoon says on the 29th, the girl received a consultation and on the 30th aborted her pregnancy in Indianapolis. The detective went on to say that the, quote, product of conception was now in CPD custody. Yesterday, detectives said they issued a search warrant on Gershon Fuentes, collected a DNA sample from him, and are now waiting to see the results. Now, prosecutors had sought no bond for Fuentes, citing him living in the country illegally and the severity of the crime. His lawyer, however, said he had no record and cited his 7 years in the community working at a Dublin cafe. Fuentes was given a $2 million bond, and if convicted, prosecutors say he could face life in prison. Jen.
Alan, thank you.
All right. So first off, with this guy here, this is what a lot of people when they're running for political office, when they say that when they are trying to say that protect the borders and people, you got to come in here right now. My man was working 7 years at a cafe. He may have been a good citizen at work, but you don't know what someone is doing on the low. Okay, on the low, you don't know that. Okay, so even though he was here for 7 years and no one knew anything, who knows how many more of these kids there are? Okay, so they figured out that he was not legal here. They're probably going to see how he got the job, his documents, and see if the business absolutely knew he was illegal or if they just got bamboozled. If they knew, then they're gonna do some things there. We probably won't hear about nothing like that. But people, that's a problem that they talk about when someone comes over. They didn't come here the right way, and something like this happens. So the reason why I'm saying this is because people, you got to understand, like, throw political parties out the window. When someone is talking some real stuff, you got to listen to it. When someone is talking about protecting the borders for situations like this, you can't sit up there and say that they're wrong. I don't care who you are, red, blue, black, green. I don't care who you are. Everyone's got to agree that we got to protect something to keep things like this from happening. Okay, 10-year-old girl. Okay, girls start to period that young and all this other stuff. Now they say that this is not the first time that it has happened to this girl, which makes you want to bring up the mother. Okay, it makes you want to bring up the mother. What type of dudes does the mom have the kid around? What type of situation is the mom in? How many other kids does she have? You know, is she a prostitute? Does she run the streets? That, you know, like, what's all of this stuff? Because if it's happened at least twice, now we don't know if it came from the same guy. Okay, so that right there, if it came from two separate guys, what type of situations is this mom putting her daughter in? Or is her mom owing people and then they're saying, well, you got to give me your daughter? We don't know what the situation is, people, but stuff like this happens. Now let's hear about this next part. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link right here early on this one, because this one's a pretty good one. Let me copy that. I'm gonna drop this thing here now. All right, so we're gonna get into the next part. We're gonna get into the next part of this right here. Let's check this out.
Traveled across state lines into Indiana to get the procedure. Now, Indiana's Republican Attorney General says he plans to investigate to see if the doctor who performed the abortion reported it properly. He spoke on Fox News last night.
The evidence as we speak, and we're going to fight this to the end, including looking at her licensure. If she failed to report, and in Indiana, it's a crime to not report, to intentionally not report.
Important to note here, the AG did not provide any evidence that the doctor actually did anything at all wrong. Under Indiana state law, abortions are legal up to 22 weeks of pregnancy. The 10-year-old rape victim was a little more than 6 weeks along, we're told. Just last hour, we got a statement from the doctor's attorneys. They tell us she denies any wrongdoing. And they also say they're considering legal action against Indiana's Attorney General. The rape suspect is this man, Gershon Fuentes. He was in court today. Cops say he admitted to raping the 10-year-old at least twice. They say lab workers are testing the DNA to confirm that he impregnated the child. Here's CNBC's Perry Russum.
On Twitter, the Indiana doctor who says she performed an abortion on a 10-year-old girl who was raped writes, "Doctors must be able to give people the medical care they need, when and where they need it."
Doctors, not lawmakers!
The doctor, Caitlin Bernard, at an abortion rights rally in Indianapolis 2 weeks ago.
The woman is a life. The person who's carrying the pregnancy is a life. When will her life matter?
The story of the girl from Ohio forced to go to Indiana was mocked at first until charges were announced yesterday.
It was disgusting that prominent Republicans, the Attorney General in Ohio, a member of Congress from Ohio, that they mockingly said that that girl who was raped didn't exist.
A Wall Street Journal opinion piece headlined "An abortion story too good to confirm," later linked to an update of "correcting the record on a rape case." Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita saying he will investigate whether the doctor reported the rape.
We have this abortion activist acting as a doctor.
Rokita says he will fight this to the end, including looking at the doctor's medical license.
I'm not letting it go.
The 10-year-old story igniting questions about possible interstate travel abortion bans.
I just simply don't believe that they're necessary at this point.
Today on the Senate floor, lawmakers debating a bill that would protect the right to travel from state to state to get an abortion.
Should the next little 10-year-old's right, or 12-year-old's right, or 14-year-old's right to get the care that she desperately needs be put in jeopardy?
No state has banned interstate travel. Now, am I confident there are some people that are out there talking? Yes, but there's also in this Senate 5,000 bills that have been filed, and how many of them are actually going to move?
And then late today, the Indy Star's reporting they have a copy of what is called the terminated pregnancy report for the 10-year-old from the state's Department of Health. And they say that it shows the doctor reported the abortion before the state deadline, and the doctor also reported the abuse. Chef.
Perry Russum live in Chicago tonight.
All right now, man, so we got things about going across the state line, if they had to go across the state line, if there were things in place because of a situational thing. There's a lot of things going on. Were they blocked because people were, because of the whole situation, but that child had to go travel across state lines though. Now they just said that, that the doctor put in the reasons, they put in the reasons and everything else ahead of time, but they have to go ahead and see. Now the whole issue to this whole thing is, should it have been done? And because the girl is 10 years old, where are her rights? We know that because it's baby and it's 6 weeks, it's alive. So that's two children. That's two children that we're thinking of. So are people thinking that we got to save two children's lives? Is that the angle that they're coming at, because it is two children here? A lot of people are looking at the litigation and seeing if all this stuff is done right, but they're forgetting about the kids right here. There's two children. Now there's one child. Okay, but there was two children. Now this is where you'll hear some people say, is one child's life worth more than the other child? Some people will say this. Now, since it has been the second time, and we don't know the situational impact of what the mother puts this daughter in, if the daughter has been going through that, it's like, it's really one life more than the other one. And should the other one still been able to live? But are they saying that the life that the girl is going through right now, they don't want that kid to try to see? It's a whole lot in the air that, people are all talking about the litigation and let's take away a license, and they're doing all this stuff to make it look good to get into an office, but they are forgetting about the child. They're forgetting about the child. Now, that 10-year-old has to have this memory stuck in the brain of, right now she's really not understanding. She's 10 years old, but she's going to be growing up and watching videos and all this other stuff, and then she's going to realize, that she had an abortion. She's going to realize that she was a mother at 10 years old. And then when she gets older, she's going to start thinking if she, should have done things in another way. That's psychological damage that's going to be coming in on that girl. Now, what's the help that's going to be coming in towards this little girl? Now, we need to start looking in on this mom, though. We got to start looking in on this mom and look at the situations. Look at, look at what's up. We got to start looking at, the situation she's putting the kids in. If she has a rap sheet, if she's been caught for this or that, and if she does have, a file, a case log on her, how come the kids were not in some type of supervised watch or taken to live with a relative or something like that? Okay. Now they said it's the second time, meaning that there was a first time. And the first time, I want to see the papers and everything on that investigation that said that everything was sound and fit, and figure out who the suspects were there. We figure out who those suspects were there, we might be able to open up a big ring. You know how they do on Law and Order and CSI, they open up that big dark world, and it's a whole giant web of these guys that are preying on kids. And I'm going to tell you, there's a guy right now, and he's a YouTube content creator, and he has millions of subscribers, and this kid named Nico goes around to different neighborhoods and films, and come to find out that, he's locked up, and I guess trying to get out of this thing where they took some young boys and shoved them in the back of the van and did some dirty stuff to some young boys. And these little boys are whacked out and crazy. But the kid went to another country to go film his first vlogs before he started coming over here. So kind of like a disguise thing. But you see what I mean? Like 10-year-old little boys he was messing with. These boys, that girl was 10 and pregnant. She was 10 and pregnant. They was messing with this girl at 9, and it's not the first time. It's the second time. Who knows? She could have been being touched while she's 2, 3, 4 years old. We don't know if people are getting her mom or if her mom is getting smacked up, off them drugs and just passing out. And then dudes are just doing whatever to those kids. You don't know if any of that stuff is going on. So they got to show this investigation. Because I want to see the first investigation, and I want to see how this one is picking up from the first one and see how they're crossing all this stuff. We got to figure this out, because if we don't see any of that stuff, then there's some people that are going to say that this stuff was staged. It was staged for some type of political agenda for one party to win. That's why we got the freedom of press. And people got to come up with, we got to see the investigation. We got to see what's going on. But and the only way to get this is if you go and check the mom. And they're not bringing nothing else out about the mom. But I'm saying that the mom knows. She may be drugged up or passed out, but she knows something. And she probably feels so bad inside. But she knows something. So we gotta check in on the mom. So that dude's here illegally. Got to figure out about the mom, and now they're trying to figure out if that doctor did the right thing. Now, this is just a personal thing. I'm not even going to put myself in that situation as the doctor that's making that choice, but the doctor that said, I'm going to go ahead and get this done, that doctor is going to be praised by a lot of people. That doctor may have a license that might be taken away or something else. We don't know what's going to happen with this doctor, and this doctor may actually start doing some like secret practice or something for people that are super rich. But we don't know. But that doctor is going to be looked at as somewhat of a hero, and people can't deny that, because we have people that's pro-choice and we have people that's pro-life. So that doctor is going to be praised. That doctor is going to be praised in some way, shape, or form. And, the question is, was it right? And that's what everyone is going to have to try to figure out. They're going to try to have to figure out what laws that were there that no one knew about and all this other stuff. They're going to try to make it into this whole legal thing. In a way, the doctor did the good thing, and the way the doctor did a bad thing, because there's still a life that was taken away. So there's still a body count. There's still a body that's lost. Okay, there's still a body that is lost. So if you are a doctor, and you know about this, what do you personally do? Because they said that she gave all the information, the doctor submitted all the information and everything ahead of time. But when the procedure happened, I guess it was at the 6 weeks part, at the 6 weeks mark. But the paperwork was sent in ahead of time. But people, that shows you how backed up the system is. If there's a file that is put in for a 10-year-old, you would think that would be expedited, or someone would know, someone would see it quick, and it wouldn't be, well, let's go back and check. You would know that that is going right through. There's a 10-year-old female on the file. You know what I mean? That's a file that you when it comes through, your possession on the chain, you're like, 10 years old, what? You're like, did anybody see this yet? No one did that. That's what I'm saying. There's an issue with the system to where I don't know. But then, like I said, you'll get the people that might say that this was maybe staged politically. You got people that don't think that. You got people that think the earth is flat. You got people that think the earth is round. You got people believe that we have never gone to the moon. You got people that think we've made that step. You know what I mean? Now that's real right there, Roy. He said the Ohio doctor should be the investigator one. Yeah, and true. But I'm still saying we got to look in on the mom, but we got to look into We got to look into that doctor also, Roy. Yes, because from what I know, forget about the movie shows. People, when you go watch Cold Case Files and all these real files, that doctor, we got to watch the doctor and follow the money. You got to watch that doctor and follow the money. Okay, follow the money. You don't know, people. That's what I'm saying. We don't know anything. We don't know if the doctor had to do this because something was going to be blown out of the water or something. We don't know. But yeah, the doctor, yes. But I most definitely, I'm telling you, they got to look into the mom. And I'm guessing they're taking all the, putting it all on the legal work and away from the mom, because the mom will crack. The mom will snitch. Take those drugs, take those drugs away, and let her start doing this. And then, bribe her with something. She'll tell. But, I guess that's why they're going through whatever the processes and procedures are. Because I'm pretty sure she has to have a lot of reporters banging at her door or standing outside until she does a peek out the whatever. If she lives in an apartment complex, they're standing right outside the gate. So, you know what I mean? What's good, Roy?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What you think about this, man?
Well, it's some shady shit going on, man. It's the Democrat shady shit, bro. Because I watched an interview with the Ohio Attorney General 3 days ago. He said there was nothing, no charges were pressed against nobody, nothing. In Ohio at all. There was no signs of any kind of information on this girl, nothing to the police. He went through all of his agencies and didn't find nothing. Now, after that interview comes out, all of a sudden, 2 days later or 1 day later, oh, the guy's been arrested, this and that. So it looks like some shady shit on some political shit going on. Is what it looks like.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, because I was like, if it happened more than once, I want to see the investigation from the first one. I want to see the information from the first one, because that's the real important information right there that we need. That'll lead you into how this second thing happened. You know what I mean? But there is nothing. There's nothing about the first one at all. They just mentioned it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And now all of a sudden the Ohio doctor should be the one being investigated, because she never reported it to the Ohio officials that she's in the wrong. She just went and called this lady from Indiana and bothered to fucking get a hold of the Ohio that needs to be investigated. As far as the one being investigated in Indiana, like I said, it's kind of odd that there was nothing filed, then all of a sudden all this shit's filed out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
and Ohio has stipulations in their law for victims.
Right. Now, do you think that
you didn't have to go to Indiana this place?
Now, do you think these two doctors are real personal friends? To where they're like they're like, well, we can do our own thing and try to fix this. You think it was something like that?
Yeah. It sounds like it's just more propaganda, because in Ohio, like I was saying, they have stipulations for victims like this. So she didn't have to go across state lines to even have the abortion. She could have had it in Ohio because there's stipulations for it. Second of all, they're trying to say, oh, all of a sudden you can't cross state lines. You're allowed to cross state lines. Any American citizen can cross state lines. That's not even a fucking issue. So they're trying to, once again, blow up an issue that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too. For certain situations, you don't have to cross the state line. And I was saying that too in my head. So I'm like, why would they not go? Because first of all, it's like I said, when anyone sees a file and it says 10-year-old rape, pregnant, everyone's gonna look at that file like, what the hell? You know what I mean? That's not gonna slip. That's not gonna slip past. And unless it's
Exactly.
all the way that normal that we got 10-year-old girls just pregnant every day. And if we do, I don't see them. I don't see them. Where are they?
Yeah. Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of, they're just using it all as political. It's like, don't give a shit about the kid. It's all about the politics. And that's the sad part about it, is they're using that little 10-girl issue as a fucking pawn for their political agenda. And that's what's fucked up.
And no one knows the psychological impact this is going to have on this 10-year-old kid growing up, because it's part of history. It's now part of
and
history.
it sounds like her mom being a crack addict. Her mom being a crack addict and all. I wouldn't be surprised she sold the kid for some crack.
That's what I would say. And like, you don't know, she owed money, and you know, and all of that other stuff that people don't want to think about. That stuff can possibly happen. And that's why I was like, she could possibly just be all smacked out on them drugs, real passed out, and these dudes are in the back doing stuff to these little kids. You know that, and that's why I really want them to, you know, bring the focus onto her. Now we talked about, you know, what if your kid does something bad and what should they do to the parents? And people said, you know, and I was one of them, you know, a public humiliation. Well, right now they gotta use that public humiliation and bring that mom right up to the light, because we got to figure out how are these dudes messing around with her kids on her watch. And if they're not on her watch, how is she giving the access to these people, to these kids, for them to get molested and all this other stuff? They got to look at that stuff. And I guarantee, man, and I guarantee she, you know what? She probably has said something, but because of her situation with her drugs and stuff, probably no one believed her. Probably thought she was drugged up and saying something, so it probably just got swept under the rug. That could have happened too. We don't know, but you know, it's sad because, like you said, they got all these other agendas going on, and there's a kid that's suffering. There's a kid. Now, this is where I would definitely say, you know, the resources that they say we pay in taxes to help kids that are going to be going through some psychological damage and all of that. This kid, go ahead and help this kid out right now. This kid's going to need this help now. And they better not put this kid back in the same type of situation.
Well, you'd hope they wouldn't, but you know how that is nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. And anyone can just make up something to get in. I don't know, man. I just hope it turns out good for the kid.
Yeah, it's too sad. It should have never been in the news in the first place. That's some private shit. There's, like I said, they're just playing her as a pawn for their political game, and so it should have never been just blown out of proportion in the news in the first place, because everything the Democrat shit is trying to push, it's all lies. Like I said, Ohio has stipulations for victims. There's nothing that says citizens cannot cross state lines to go anywhere. So they're just blowing it out of proportion, bro, and they're trying to do it. And unfortunately, the 10-year-old is getting thrown in the middle, and now you just got to find out who lied. That's the thing. Who's lying? So.
And I was so mad, when they said, you know, you can't cross state lines. Like when you cross state lines, you got to tell your whole story about anything. No, I'm just crossing the state line. I'm coming in. You know what I mean? I'm coming in. You know, if I got to go through the little thing and the dog got to sniff the car, all right, and they don't find nothing, I'm in the state. You know, I have the same right as passage as horse and carriage. Okay, people, that is true. Okay, you can travel anywhere, people. You can travel anywhere. We are free people. You gotta understand that. Now, a lot of you people are saying, is he going to start talking that sovereign citizen stuff? No, but I'm telling you that the sovereign citizens know everything that you are allowed to do as a free person. So you got to listen to some of that stuff. A lot of the stuff they do, there's no way in the world it's going to fly. But they do understand everything that you can do while being a free person. All right. So, you can travel anywhere, people, and don't let someone make you have a mental like force field around you that says, hey, you can't travel. You can travel anywhere you want to. You just got to follow whatever the laws and rules are there that are applicable. That is it. And I didn't like that. Yeah, I didn't like that because they got people scared. That's how you'll keep people boxed in. But that's the tactic that they want to stop it, so that they don't want people off the state lines. That's the tactic there. You know what I mean? So, it's all part of the thing. Now, people will this thing change? Will they have another vote or anything? We don't know. But as of right now, it's going to be crazy. And I do think that right now we might start seeing a whole lot of 11 and 12-year-olds pregnant. I was watching a TV show today, and my wife was inside there while watching it, and they're talking about, what about the girls that are 14? No, girls that are 14 getting pregnant, 9th grade in high school. No, we're not talking about them. We're talking about these little kids. We've been trying to fix that, and we ain't been able to fix that for a long time. Let's talk about these little kids that's about to be popping up. Now, how many of these are we about to start seeing these talk shows say, well, there's another kid, a 7th grader pregnant with twins. We're going to start hearing that next, pregnant with twins. And then you're going to start seeing that you're going to have someone doing abortions on low key. And you know what I'm saying? He's going to have a thing set up. You're going to see a doctor doing abortions low key because they don't want this stuff to be known. Because a lot of these people that are doing these things to these kids, sorry to say, people, a lot of these people are part of organizations where they traffic these kids and move them back and forth. And a lot of these people are in higher places in some of your favorite political parties' offices. So I'm just keeping that way real. A lot of you guys didn't want to hear that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, look at Epstein. That tells you it all.
It is what it is. Somebody probably owed someone a boy and put their whole thing on blast. And we don't know, people. We don't know the dirty rules that are in these games that these people play, and they use little kids as their pawns. We don't know. All we can do is talk about it.
If anything, it might bring to light that there is an issue with little kids getting pregnant. Like, what's going on? Why is this being swept under the rug? All these little kids getting pregnant. So that might be something that good that comes out of it. But the way they're pushing it now is just all propaganda bullshit to fit their agenda, and that's sad.
Yeah, because I don't hear a whole bunch of little boys that's daddies. I don't hear a bunch of little 11, 12-year-old boys as dads. I'm not hearing that at all. That's when the boys start waking up with them with them wet ones. So you're not hearing nothing else like that. So people, it's got to come from grown people, grown adults who have the money to keep things on the hush. And when something accidentally leaks out like this, it brings some light. But people, protect your kids. Protect your kids. Back in the day, we had the kids on the milk carton. We don't have that anymore at all. People, protect your kids. Keep a close watch on your kids. If I were you parents, I would go to the mall, go to that little spy store, and just buy little gadgets that can keep you all synced up so you know where everyone is, like a GPS. You can do that on Life 360, by the way. And it lets you see all the people that are registered and all the crimes and everything. You can check that out on Life 360, and you can stay connected with the people in your network, your friends, your family, and you can actually see where they are.
Well, parents can do that anyways. You can go to your local police department, and they have that shit listed where all the sexual predators live in your neighborhood because they have to register.
Yeah,
so any parent can do that. They just got to go on the website of their local state, website and look that shit up. It's there for people to find.
And people do it. I do it. I do it randomly just so I can see if anyone's moved in. I just do it randomly. People go and check those. You would be surprised on how long some of these people have been in some of the neighborhoods, laying dormant and low key. And people say, well, no one ever knew. Like, I used to live on the block with a Marine. And when I got to know him, he said, man, I run every single person that moves on this street. I figure out who they are, and I run every single person. And I was like, yeah. So shoot. People, you got to do that. You got to do that. You just can't be naive. Can't be naive. You can't be too safe. I'll put it like that. You can't be too safe. And there was a delivery driver that got popped in Florida the other day, and they finally figured out where he was, but he got popped after doing a delivery. He dropped it off outside, and after he dropped it off outside, someone ran up on him, and then he got popped. I guess they thought he was doing a pizza delivery. I guess they thought he had some money, but he got popped and he died. So we got some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, man. I don't know what we can really do about it, but we got to figure something out. Now I got a video right here of the police were attempting to do a George Floyd to a woman with the knees on the neck and everything, and some people came in to help. Check this out.
Hot facts with Robert Reese.
Yo, you're broken. Hello.
Yo, under arrest.
I'm recording.
Hold on, my file stopped. Let me bring it back up. And the person who stopped it, it's rapper Styles P from the Locks. He just happened to be there, him and his wife, and I guess they just remember what happened the last time. And we always have these people now saying that, what would you do if you were there? So, he really did something. And the police officer got up. He actually got up. So, and I don't know why my file's not coming up now. This is weird. Well, if you want to see that video, I don't know why my file is not bringing up right now. You're going to have to, I uploaded it right before this one. So you guys have to cut that out right there. But let me see if I can bring it up. Let me see if it comes up. Is it coming up? No, it's not coming up at all. Well, people, I just put the video up, so you can go ahead and check that file. But rapper Styles P, there was a quick little clip there. There was two police officers. They threw a woman down. They threw her down, and then one had the knees on the back. They had her down, and they got too aggressive. And he and his wife stepped in. His wife started video recording and telling them, "No, ease up. It's a woman." All the can't breathe stuff. And Styles P actually he was able to get the cops up. And they realized that they were in the heat of the moment there, and they let go. So we don't know the rest after it, but he did do that as a citizen, and that's something that a lot of people would not have done. And I think I'll be able to bring it up now. Let me see. I think I'll be able to bring it up now. Yep. Let me see. All right. Let me do this. Yeah. And it's going to be up in about 5 seconds or so. 5, 4, 3, 2, and here we go.
Hot facts with Robert Reese.
Yo, you're broken. Hello.
Yo, under arrest.
I'm recording. He's a bitch. I know he is.
No, keep recording.
I'm recording.
Yo, keep recording,
I hope
man.
your camera's on because you did
Yo,
it the last
sister,
time.
loosen up. Loosen up.
Loosen up. Please do.
Sister, relax.
Please.
Yo, you's a hoe,
That's a
dog.
girl too, by the way.
You's a fucking hoe, man.
That's a girl, by the way.
Yo,
And I
you's a
got you
whole
on camera.
bitch.
I hope you got me on
You's
camera.
a whole bitch. I'ma back up. Don't touch me.
I hope you got this on camera.
Yeah, you scared too.
I hope you got this on camera.
You bet.
Yeah, you need it back up.
You keep running up.
You need it back up, mister. You need it back
Keep
up.
recording me.
You need it back up. You need it back up. You need it back up. That's a female. That's a female. Hope your camera's on. That's a female. That's a fucking female. That's a fucking female. You a bitch, nigga. Outside that uniform, you know what you are. You know what you are. You know exactly what you are. Y'all know who the fuck y'all are.
You had your gun. You had your hand on the gun.
Y'all know exactly who the fuck y'all are.
Slammed on the floor.
You know exactly who you are.
Whole bitch. Whole entire bitch.
Y'all probably just graduated from high school.
You're scared. You're not from around.
You're fucking nervous. That's crazy.
And you scared of
I just told him when he did at the water with the other dyke girls. They antagonize dyke girls, not guys. They don't antagonize guys. Y'all antagonize dyke girls. Girls, fucking girls. A fucking girl. A fucking girl.
All right, so Styles P, that's Styles from the Locks. He saw them slam. He saw them slam to the ground and go jump on and do all the extra stuff. So he said to slam, but he did a good thing. He told her to ease up because if she resists or she tenses up, they're going to try to apply more pressure. So that was good on him to keep her calm, to make her loosen up while he was doing that. And the words he was using with the officer, and he was letting them know that I saw you slam her, do this, and you had your hand on your gun. Okay, so once the officer heard all those words come from him, then he actually figured out that's Styles P. Styles P said, "You're not from around here. You know, you're scared." He's saying real things to him. He's not cursing at him and saying like crazy stuff. Now he did drop the B word on him a few times, you know, but he was angry and someone got slammed. But as a citizen, most people would not do that. And that shows that people did learn after George Floyd, that they don't want to see anyone else die accidentally because someone doesn't, you know, like she said, you don't do this to the guys, you do it to the dyke girls, meaning the girls who look like the men. So, you know, she pretty much said, you know that you're stronger than these women and you don't do that to the men. So, but these are those, and you can see that those were young police officers. It was kind of like Police Academy, you know, Citizens on Patrol. Was that the one when they were all the very first one, when they all just got caught and they said, just go police? It was pretty much, you know, that's what it looked like. It looked like a bunch of rookie cops. He did not say anything back. He wanted to say something back, but he held back because he's listening in his head. At least the officer was able to listen, get up, you know, take a step back, and the worst did not happen. So that was a learning experience from George Floyd right there. But I give a whole lot of credit right there to Styles P, because he didn't do that as a rapper. He's in the streets. He's in his community all the time. He's a regular in his neighborhood. So he didn't say, hey, I'm Styles P. I'm from the Locks. No, stop. Back up. He didn't do any of that. He went in there and did what he was supposed to do as a regular human being. Okay, regular human being, and his wife was there recording. So I give them, you know, I give them a lot of props. And they get one of these. They get one of those. You get a round of applause for doing something great, and that was great. And a lot of people, if John Quinones was here, people would have thought, you know, that was that show. What would you do? If that was that show, what would you do? That would have been the best right there. Now I'm going to leave the rate. I'm going to leave the killings alone. We're going to get into what I did for Walmart Spark today, people. So I got up. I didn't start early like I normally do at 6 a.m. I got my first order in. It was 8:34 when I got everything done. I got the order in at about 8 or something, but I picked it up 8:34. I was done with the order. So let me tell you, in 4 hours of work, okay, I did 6 orders. I did 2 curbside, one express got canceled, but 2 curbside pickups, and then I did 4 shopping orders. I did 4 shopping orders, and I ended up with $140.40 something cents for 4 hours of work on Walmart Spark. I did not multi-app. I don't multi-app like that to where I, involve the other apps. I like to have all my ratings and everything be good on one app so I can get the benefits of that app. And tonight when I go work, I'm going to be doing the Uber so I can get nothing but 6-point trips. And so I can go ahead and make sure I'm getting to stay at my high ranking on Uber as well. But my rankings on here, let me see, for Walmart Spark, let me show you my rankings really quick, my thing. I got $16 in incentives today for doing 4 orders of shopping pay. If I do, let me look at the incentive program. If I do 2 more shopping pay orders, I get an extra $30. So when I do go back out tonight, I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to try to do 2 more Spark ones. But if I don't get 2, like I don't cancel out my orders and I don't say no, I don't want that one. The only ones I pick like that are when it says first come first serve or round robin. And it's a list. That's the only time I just pick, I want that one or that one. When it's the one order, I take them all. I took every single order that was given to me. That's what I do. So I made $16 extra, and that's what helped me get to the $140 right there. But my metrics, I have and I got every single one on time today. So next week, this is gonna bump. My metrics, it's orange. It's 95% on time arrival. They had a big problem last week with the system went nuts. And then I have 0% drop rate. I have 90% acceptance rate, and I have a green on customer service rating right there. So on my Walmart Spark, everything is good there. I'm getting it in, but it was good because the orders that I did today, let me see trips. One, two, yep, there. Now let me look at earnings. Yep. So we got a 1955, 1955, a 18, a 1935, a 41. It says 350 because that was the one that was canceled out. They still gave me 350 for doing that one, so that's cool there. I got an 18, okay, and then there's a $5 tip right there. Add in that 16, and that brings you to $140. And there's another $5 right here. Trip number 16, $5. So that brings you to the 140 right there. Well, 140 in 4 hours, which means that when I go out and I do my evening of Uber Eats, I only have to do a little bit to make $200. So I'll probably hit that 200 mark relatively quick when I go do Uber Eats tonight. So that's not that bad. But this is how I like to do it. I like to start Spark at like 6 a.m. I didn't start at 6 a.m. today, but when I can start at 6 a.m. and I can go all the way to like 12:30, I'm gonna get close to $200 in that time and probably do about 6 deliveries. But my main thing is I want to try to get one big one. Let me get the $60 order. Like today I had a $50 order. I had a $50 shopping pay order. But I want to get I like to get the $60 orders that has like 9 stops. I like those. Let me get those and a couple more and knock those out. And my morning half of the day is done. This was a very, very, very great video. Had a very great customer. I had to go inside and put the stuff in on their cabinets, help them up. Elderly dude that was handicapped had no problem going there doing that. Their dog was friendly. He said most people don't know what type of dog I have. I said that's a wire hair Kieran Terrier. I said that's a total there. He said you know your dog. So we would have to go speak about dogs and did that. And my man was very, very nice, very, very great customer. The Paris Walmart was cracking today. I can say the Paris Walmart was cracking today. Get your money in, people. Anytime you can get close to the 150 and then my tips are not even here yet. So a lot of the tips aren't there. They get 24 hours or whatever to put those tips in. So I'll see exactly how much I got paid tomorrow. So that 140 could be up at like 150 to 160. So anytime you can get 150 to 160 in 4 hours of work, it is a done deal. I accept my orders. I don't drop them. I've seen people, they have a lot of drops, and I've seen their acceptance rate on Spark is like 20%. And I'm like, how is your acceptance rate at like 20% on Spark? It's the easiest thing. It's picking a store. You're just picking a store. Picking a store is so easy. People don't want to shop. Give me every single shopping one. Because I'm going to do them all. I finish every single shopping order with at least an hour to spare. Keep giving me all these shopping orders. We got people that don't want to do the shopping orders. Give me every single shopping order for Walmart. I'm knocking them out. If I see them, I'm knocking them out. I don't turn down any of my stuff. My metrics are great. A lot of the drivers, when I'm pulling up, they're telling me what their metrics are because they multi-app. And they're like, no, look, and they have like 30% acceptance rate, 40% acceptance rate, and their thing looks like a rainbow. And they keep asking me, you're new, like we see you come, but it seems like we see you back here faster than everybody else. Duh, people. My acceptance rate, I drop every single one of my things says extra effort, except for that day when it went nuts and the system went down. That put me back on like 2 deliveries. But that's why it's at 95% for the OTA. But they said, we see you come back all the time. Yes, people. These are people that work and do it. And they see me come back more than them. Why? Because I'm not multi-apping, first of all. I'm only using Walmart Spark in the morning time, first of all. And everyone that comes, I take them. Now, I know when it says you have 2 minutes or 3 minutes to accept this, I know I'm going to wait like 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm going to see if another one pops up. If another one pops up that's better than that one, I'm going to take that one. I'm not going to just take the first one there if it gives me 3 minutes. I'm going to use that allowed time as a grace period to see. Then I pick which one. Sometimes you get 3 or 4 because the drivers are like, nah, that one's not good. And I'm like, all these are good. So then I'm able to just pick. That's what I do. And I take my orders and I'm in the loop. And it says on the app, and it says be in proximity of the Walmart so that you can go ahead and get the orders. And that's what I do. Once I drop it off, I drive right on back and I sit and park. Most of the times you get 2 orders, but if you do it how I do it, how I accept them, sometimes they'll give you like that order. Like I had an order today that was it was actually when I got there 0.3 miles away. It was across the street to the hotel across the street. I knocked that out real quick, and they gave me another one that was pick whatever one you want. I got 3 in just like that. Like they're giving me, if you look at my orders, I did 6 orders completed, and then 1 got canceled out, and they gave me $3.54. All right, so that's 7 orders. Okay, that's 7 orders in the 4 hours. Okay, that's 7 orders in the 4 hours. All right, now that's the whole time of completing and dropping them off. And like that's the total time. But in getting the orders, they're coming a little bit faster. But completing them, it makes it so it gets out there. But they give them to you just like that. I just like to take and I take and I take. And they say, man, they give you the good numbers too. It's not the good numbers when I show them that, oh yeah, like the one yesterday. I told the dude today, I said, look, The one I did there was 111 items. He said, I never do 100 items. Never. I never do it. That's too much. I never do 100. I got that order done an hour and a half ahead of time. And he still saw me more often. So he gave up that $60. He gave up that $60 to me. And I took it. And he saw me come right back. So that's all I'm saying right there. But do I got to get into some of these comments? I don't think I got to get into any of these comments. It's just more people saying that they are independent contractors and they have the right to stop whenever they want to. They can do whatever they want. I'm not responding to that anymore. You guys got to just start doing the right stuff. People, get on Spark, make your money. Get on Spark and make your money. It's a lot of good money on Spark. And I'm going to tell you what this incentive is in my area too for this one. If I get 2 more shopping pays, I get $30. But let me tell you what these incentives are. This one says each completed trip can get an additional incentive of $5 for the evening. And that ends today. So any trip that you do in the evening, I might do 2 trips before I do Uber just to get an extra 10 on top of that. Then with my tips I'm going to get in, that might take it to like 170 for the total for today's work after it's all counted in tomorrow for 4 hours of work. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, it'll be about 5 hours then. But then it says you get hit each incentive for trips and get an incentive of $60. And that's if you do and that's for the evening. If you do 8 trips in the evening, you get $40. If you do 10 trips in the evening, you get $50. If you do 12 trips in the evening, you get $60. That's going on for tonight. So you can do 8 trips and make $40 plus get an extra 5 on top of that. So you can make $80 on 8 trips with Walmart Spark tonight in my area. You can make $80 on 8 trips, and that's not including your tips at all. And if you work in the morning like me, you could have gotten for 2 trips, it's $8 of shop. 4 trips is $16. I got the $16 of shopping pay. So someone could have got the $16 there. Then you can make $96. You can make $96 on 12 trips, and you can absolutely get that done within 5.5, 6 hours, and that's not including all the tips that you can get. So people, go ahead and get on Walmart Spark. I had me a blast today. I'm gonna do my thing, people, and I'm gonna sign out like Chuck Woolery, people, in 2 and 2 in just a minute. But I gotta hear some claps first, people. I gotta hear some claps first before I leave. Good job, Rob. Good job, Rob. Let's do it. So I'm out of here like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2. Macy's, that's a good